G'day scrappers, heading out to do a recycling pickup today. So I take off my street scrapping hat and put on my recycling hat, and we'll see what we end up getting today. I'm actually doing a regular school, so I normally pick up off this school probably once every 6 months. So yeah, I enjoy going to pick up from schools like this because it's a nice easy job. Usually the e-waste is all sitting there waiting, ready to go outside, so all I have to do is just drive in and start loading. And yeah, probably the best thing about this school is that when they book me in to do a pickup, it's usually when the school actually has a student day off, so there's no students running around, so it just makes it a whole lot easier. Yeah, it's just me and the technician pretty much in the whole school. So even though I don't really even go into this school, I just drive in and it should be outside everything, and there might be a few things left inside, but yeah. So it's always exciting, you know, picking up from a school or any big pickup. And you know, I really enjoy doing my regular clients because you know, I know the place like the back of my hand now, and I don't have to look at any maps or anything to see where I'm going. I know where I'm going. It's about 20 minutes drive, so it's the other side of the city. So yeah, it should be a nice comfortable drive. And another good thing about this place is that the pickup time is 11 a.m. so we're just it's only 10 o'clock now, so I've got an hour to get there. And you know, I've missed most of the traffic, you know, the peak hour traffic. So yeah, it should be just a nice cruise all the way there. And we've got I've got two options to go there. I can go by the tollway, and you know, that's, you know, probably 15 minutes or at least 10 minutes quicker. But I don't mind driving that little bit extra, and it just saves me, like, up and back trip on the tollway might cost about $12. And you know, I just can't see the point in it when I'm not in that much of a hurry. And sure, it might save a little bit of fuel, but really not that much. Maybe if I had to go in peak hour, I'd consider it, but yeah, at a time like this, see, in peak hour, right where I am now, this is usually chock-a-block, and it takes quite a while to get through. Sometimes you can just sit here, if there's a little accident or something up the road, you can sit here for half an hour just to get through this little part. So yeah, so we just skim around the edge of the city and head towards my school, and hopefully yeah, there's a nice big pile of e-waste. And so while I like you know, obviously my hobby is scrapping and doing street scrapping and stuff like that, you know, that's all for fun, but this is more for, you know, like business, you know, I suppose, even though I'm not really in serious business anymore. But it just adds to my hobby, and I enjoy the recycling aspect of e-waste anyway. So, and obviously, you know, the number one thing I'm into is IT equipment, computers and servers and stuff like that. So we get much better value there, and especially when it comes out of an office or a school, it's you know, it's nice and clean. and it's mostly in working condition. So if there's good stuff there, usually like schools, it's mostly older, expired stuff, but sometimes you get a few bits and pieces that you can sort of on sell, and it can really work out really good. So let's head there and go and do this job. Okay, looks like I'm here again, and there looks like some of my stuff. It's a lot of Acer PCs again, so I might just reverse back and let's go and do this pickup. It's always exciting, and I've been doing this for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years now, and every new pickup is just as exciting as the first one I ever did. So it's really cool. All right, let's do it. Okay, well, I'm heading back now. Phew, that was a bit of a pickup, that one. Got a full load again, and I always get a really good load from this school, so yeah, really happy. Probably the only difficult parts were that I had to pick up 2 old photocopiers, and so very heavy and bulky, and not a lot of scrap value in them. So I'll get a couple of good boards and maybe some little motors and stuff to keep, but that's just what you got to do. You got to pick up pretty much anything that they've got for you, So aside from those 2 photocopiers, I also got 2 big kind of laser printers. They're okay as well. They're pretty easy to recycle. And then just got a whole heap of PCs, just 1 server blade, and again the usual bunch of monitors and keyboards and mice and cables, a UPS, and just some little bits and pieces. And also got, I got some laptops. Not many, about 8. I think about 8 laptops, but they're really nice. They look really nice on the top, on the outside anyway. They're Acers. They're the full-size laptop. So hopefully, in amongst all the cords and cables, the power supplies are in there somewhere. At least 1 power supply, so I can check them out. But yeah, so I'm just heading back now, and we'll have a little look at what I got. I'll unload it all and just start sorting it out. Okay, well, here we go. So they're the 2 photocopiers that I got. They come in 2 pieces, so that's one there, and then there's another one behind that. A couple of laser printers, and a whole heap of stuff that I've got to get through. Keyboards, PCs are all at the front. My trolley is buried halfway in the middle, so that's going to be fun. But at least these photocopiers are on wheels, so I'll be able to put them together and wheel them in. And yeah, I wanted to get to the actual laptops. Oh, I can't. They look really sexy. I like the blue. Really nice. So they're only Windows 7. It's a Travel Mate, but they look alright. Hopefully I've got the power supplies with them. Yeah, there's a few other laptops. Yeah, there's some Lenovo's. But yeah, I mean, in pretty rough condition is screen wise. They really need a good clean. This one's missing a key, number 9, but that's alright. Number 9's up here as well. Yeah, this one's a bit, so they're quite well used by the looks of it. There goes some keyboards. Got a bit of a tangled up. Yeah, more of the Acer PCs, very common. The Veritons. So there's probably about 30 PCs or so, maybe 25, 30. So let's get this stuff out and have a look what we got. Phew! Finally got the van unloaded. Hasn't rained yet, so I'm doing good. So, well, this is what most of the recycling game in eWaste is about. It's a lot of these monitors when it comes to schools. So there's over 30 monitors here that I've got to scrap out and recycle. Yeah, a whole lot of power supplies, a lot of keyboards as expected. So I'd imagine there'd be just as many keyboards as there are monitors. A few good little bits and pieces in amongst it. What do we get? 2, 4, 6, 11 laptops, and they're all Acers, so it's a black version of Acer. Yeah, it looks like still got Windows 7, but these ones are probably the best. So the Troublemate 5760 series. Yeah, so the only problem with these is that you know, they're Windows 7 Pro, but they're academic only. So, you know, even if they were good ones that I could reuse, maybe I'd have to yeah, load it with new Windows software. But yeah, so I think this is the one. Okay, so they got Core i5s inside. So okay, so these are going to be good. i5s is really good. So the last one I opened up was missing number 9. This one's missing number 8. So they're all probably got a little something missing out of them. And this one is missing page down. It's not really an issue. There's page down here as well. So oh, it's missing a escape key. So they've got a little issue with each one, but to have the Core i5, even though it's Windows 7, these are actually quite good laptops. And I might try and, you know, like restore a couple for myself for oddball use. I might even take one overseas with me if it's got a decent RAM. But with an i5, it should be good enough to use it for internet and stuff like that, Wi-Fi maybe. So yeah, I'll certainly get one good one out of all these, if not a few more. You know, got to look at getting some value for them, and if I can reload them with software, then they're good as new, I suppose. There's no, you know, no one's data is on them, so yeah. Because, you know, as some or most of you would know, that you know, recycling monitors, there's no real money. They're worth less than $1 each, but they take a lot of time. So, you know, got to look at getting some value somewhere. But here I noticed there's about half a dozen of these, or if not more, and therefore these Cisco access points. And so at least this one, this is the power module, or they call it the power injector. And so brand new in box, also comes with the power cord, so you know, at least these kind of things, because they've got no identification on them other than, you know, being Cisco, I can sell these, you know. And so the power thing with the cord, brand new in packet like that, it's really easy to sell, got no problem with warranty, you know. So there's like probably, you know, $15 each there. I don't sell, obviously I don't sell these, just not worth selling them. I'd rather scrap them out and get some nice circuit boards out of there. There's also brackets, brand new in packet. So, you know, these might sell, but they're only a few dollars, so it's really not worth bothering with, you know. Unless I can get $15-20 for something, it's not worth it, and it's still got to be brand new. Yeah, so I've got a good switch, a lot of stuff here to go through. You know, it looks like I might have some toner cartridges and that, but I don't think they're really any real HP or anything like that. Yeah, got a bunch of modems in here, just for recycling. I got a good Dell UPS that I think I'll, because I've got so many batteries, new ones, I might keep this and see if I can get it working. A couple laser printers, don't know what's in that box, and those 2 photocopiers. So yeah, you know, I mean, a lot of places, recyclers, they charge anything up to $300 to pick up a photocopier, right? So these are a little smaller than the full size, so, but you know, the place that I'm thinking of would still charge $200 to pick this up each. So it's just a bonus for people that are getting stuff recycled, that, you know, I do free pickup, so I take it for free. And there's really low value in there. It takes a long time to scrap them out, to get any circuit boards or anything like that, but that's what I do, and you got to take the good with the bad, you know. So they'll keep me busy. We'll scrap them out and do all that. And then the other things were the PCs. It looks like I got over, as well as the monitors all sort of matched up, I got over 30 Aces. They're the Veritons. And they also run Windows 7. Don't know how, you know, I don't do anything with these because of the data and the stuff on there, so I completely scrap these out. They're not really, they're out of date anyway. But yeah, so the second last school that I did, I picked up a whole bunch of these, and I just got through them, so now I've got another 30 odd. Also got some nice mixed PCs. I've got a nice little Dell small form factor, and these cute little IBM, oh, they're not IBM, they're Lenovo Think Centers. So they've got the Windows Vista Basic, but because they're so small and cute, you know, I like to keep these for my own collection. There's also a Think Center here, but it's a Lenovo. If that was IBM, I'd keep it, but I've already got these. But even though these are Lenovo's, because they're so small, I just like to keep them rather than scrapping them out. But yeah, also got a server that I've already put out in the workshop because I've got to test out the power supplies. But there you go, guys. And on top of everything else that I've got, I've certainly got my work cut out for me in the next week. So it looks like it might rain, so I'm going to have to get all this stuff in before it does, out of the rain, and start processing the cables and picking out all the power supplies, because I want the power supplies obviously for maybe those PCs, some of those smaller PCs that are out there, as well as I'm hoping that there's power supplies for the laptops. And yeah, so there you go, another pickup from a school. And no doubt people are going to ask how much do I pay and all that. This is free pickup because there's a lot of work you got to do to actually do all this, and it's not all high value. Some people will say, oh, look at all those keyboards, and there's good value there. There really isn't. And you can't sell keyboards second hand. It's not worth selling them for like $3 or $4 each, and packaging them and sending them off. That's a full-time job in itself. So as a recycler, I get these not because I'm reselling, I get these because I recycle. So therefore everything gets stripped down and sent. Plastic gets recycled if I can. At the moment it's a little bit hard, but at least the monitors and stuff will get recycled. These photocopiers will get recycled, the laser printers. So everything needs to be worked at. And so not everything has good value. PCs, yeah, they're easy, and you get quicker value out of them. But this is what you got to do. You got to take the the cheap stuff and the no value stuff as well. And so that's where it balances out. So if you're looking at advertising for recycling, don't pay for e-waste. You're going to go broke in a month. Okay. Trust me. I've spent half a day picking this up and bringing it here. I'll probably spend 3 days processing it for very little value. All those monitors, lucky to get $25 processing all them. It'll take me probably all day. That's low money. If you're running a business, you can't survive on stuff like that. I mean, sure, some days are going to be lean, and other days you scrap out PCs and you get high value. But if you're paying for e-waste, and even if you're paying for computers and then getting this stuff for free, you're still not going to make any money. You've got to advertise because you're doing the work. You're going there, picking it up, taking it all away from, you're like a rubbish disposal guy. So they're happy because they don't have to do anything. They can just sit there and watch you carry stuff away, so and a lot of people are conscious about recycling. They don't want to see their stuff thrown into dumpsters or in the landfill, and so that's why they call recyclers. But a lot of recyclers that are bigger businesses, they will charge to pick up this kind of stuff, right? Because there's no money for a business. This is for hobby and just a part-time business. Trust me, I've done this now for a long time. To do it out of home, a home workshop, you just don't have the space to grow big enough to be able to make profit out of this kind of low value stuff. You really need to go that next step and go into a warehouse where you can actually start bringing in pallet loads and have a big truck where you can load a forklift with a forklift and stuff. So that's why I do hobby scrap with picking up scrap off the streets, as well as still a little bit of part-time business scrap. And these are just my old clients. I'm not really going for any new clients. I don't advertise anymore, so I just get my odd clients that call me, and even some people from YouTube will watch my videos and they'll contact me and they'll say, hey, I've got some e-waste you can have. And so that's how I get most of my stuff now. And I just don't want to go into the business side of it anymore, because you burn out really quick and it's impossible for one person to keep up. Like that's just one pickup from one school. Like imagine doing a school or a big pickup like this every day, and that's easy to do, but who's going to actually scrap it out for you? Eventually this whole front yard would be monitors in 1 week, and who's going to scrap it out? You'd need 3 weeks to scrap it all out. So it's if you're doing it on a small level, that's how you got to keep it small. And don't go out and pay for e-waste. Don't go to auctions and buy e-waste. 9 times out of 10, you'll get ripped off. You think you're getting cheap e-waste, but half of it's all scrapped out and stuff like that. And so I've seen it so many times. You know, I've heard so many stories of people, you know, buying a bunch of PCs like this, and they're saying, "Oh, I'll pay $5 each," but then they get them, and they don't even get $5 each value out of them because all the good stuff has been taken out. And you know, usually in auctions, you don't get you know, if they're on pallets stacked up, packed away, you don't get a chance to go through them. All you get to see is that, you know. So you're looking at all that and you're thinking, oh wow, this is all PCs, great, you know. But you get them back and there's no power supplies, there's no RAM or CPUs. Even the main heat sinks have been taken out, so there's no, you don't even get $1 kilo of aluminium, you know. But anyway, awesome day. And so now I'm going to just go and start scrapping all this stuff. First thing, monitors. Or actually, I should really get onto these photocopiers and start, at least take the boards out on a few motors. And yeah, send the rest to probably the scrapyard. I've got to take out the toner cartridges, recycle them properly, you know, get out any of the toxins out of there. But then after that, they're pretty safe to send to the scrapyard. You know, I might take a couple of pieces of plastic off, but it's mostly steel. It looks plastic, but that's all steel. So yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's just a little insight to a day of recycling with me, and just a normal kind of school kind of pickup. And yeah, I'm anticipating at least a couple more schools in the next week or so. So there's a lot more work to come, and it's all good. I'm going to go and have some fun now and get through some of this, look into all these boxes and find some goodies and, you know, nice interesting stuff, and maybe some slot cards and stuff like that. So it should be great. Keep scrapping, guys, and I'll catch you next time.